the north of latitude 66 degrees and 33 minutes north, the immense ocean surface, covered by sea ice throughout the year, is called the Arctic. The Arctic is totally different from the Antarctic. The Antarctic is a large tract of ice-covered land, being encompassed by the Antarctic Ocean, while the Arctic is the sea of ice surrounded by the coastal zones of Europe, Asia, North America, and some islands. Within the White Arctic Ocean, the nearer the North Pole, the thicker the ice. Therefore, both the Arctic and Antarctica are sources of coldness on Earth. As the sea ice on the surface of the Arctic Ocean is drifting and melting ceaselessly due to movement of ocean currents, the total volume of ice of the Arctic is only about 1/10 of that of the Antarctic. Most of the ice is concentrated on the continental ice cap at Greenland. The Arctic sea ice and the permanent snow on other islands and the peripheral continent account for only a small amount. Since 1986, I had visited the Arctic 10 times and identified different changes during each visit. I joined China's third scientific expedition team to the Arctic for the visit in 2008, and the drastic changes found there were shocking to us. This is the waters from latitude 78 to 80 degrees north, which should always be covered with ice in the past. The ice has melted now, and even fragmentary ice flows are rare. When I joined China's first scientific expedition to the Arctic Ocean during the International Year of the Ocean in 1999, the sea ice at latitude 74 degrees north was so thick that it was extremely difficult for our icebreaker to move further, and we were forced to stop there. Unbelievably, the sea ice has melted completely when I come here again now. At that time, the color of the seawater was light blue because of the ice underneath the water. Now, the seawater at latitude 78 degrees north has become dark blue due to absence of ice below. As a consequence of global warming, the icebreaker could move to latitude 79 degrees north during another visit to the Arctic Ocean in 2003. As to our current visit in 2008, we can even reach out to latitude 85 degrees north. Taking this speed of ice melting for projection, there may be no more floes on the Arctic Ocean in summer within 2 decades. This is a village in Greenland. When we sailed into the Greenland in April 1996, this place was still covered by ice and snow. But the tomb shown in the video was almost flooded by water on our way back. (2008) is the 4th International Polar Year. More than 60 countries and 39 international bodies give support by organizing different kinds of scientific expeditions at the poles. Among the 16 submitted actions by China, the exploration to the Arctic Ocean, or the Third Chinese Arctic Research Expedition, is one of the key initiatives. The Third Chinese Arctic Research Expedition Team consists of 121 members, including 60 scientific researchers. 12 of them are scientists coming from the United States, France, Finland, Japan, Korea, and Russia. They work together to conduct a comprehensive and multidisciplinary study of the Arctic Ocean. China's icebreaker, Shelong, launched a 75-day expedition on the 11th of July 2008. Sailing from Shanghai to the Bering Sea through the Sea of Japan. The Bering Sea, Chukchi Sea units, and Canada Basin are strategic points of scientific research for this expedition. We will visit as many as 140 ice camps during the voyage. The icebreaker will stop at each camp so that scientists will have sufficient time to collect samples for studies. All human beings are victims of the ever-worsening situation of global warming. And the Inuit, who live in the vicinity of the Arctic Circle, are the first to be affected. The polar island they live is becoming smaller and is likely to be submerged by seawater within 2 decades. Therefore, a forced migration of the Inuit will take place, making them become the world's first refugees caused by climate change. In the last 30 years, the temperature of the Alaska state in USA has increased by 4 degrees Celsius, resulting in melting of glaciers and rising of sea level. For example, a small island in Alaska has reduced to half of its original area, and many local Inuit villages will disappear soon. The first kind is probably no longer in use because hunting is increasingly difficult due to less and less animals living there. This is the Svalbard archipelago of Norway at latitude 78 degrees north. It is originally covered by snow throughout the year and is extremely unsuitable for growing plants, but there are plants everywhere now. As a large number of glaciers have melted, the snow-covered rocks at Greenland have become bare rocks which absorb heat easily, accelerating the melting of ice and snow as a vicious circle. Now, icebreakers can reach latitude 85 degrees north, and polar bears used to move southward for food during summertime. The recently rapid melting of sea ice in summer causes a great deal of ice breaking. As a result, the south-gone polar bears cannot make their way home and are forced to look for ways out on the ice floes. For the safety of our scientific researchers, we will send helicopters to drive away the polar bears that stay close to the ice camps. Sometimes, we even fire shots for warning, but never for harming. Once the temperature rises to 10 degrees Celsius or above, they will die. The total number of polar bears is now only at about 25,000. If global warming continues or worsens, it is very likely that the king of the Arctic will disappear within this century.